Africa, the cradle of human civilization, has always been known for its duality. Alongside its unparalleled beauty and diversity, deep roots of suffering and injustice run through the soil of this continent. Among the lands of Africa, South Sudan is a name that is rarely heard, but its story is one of wonder and bewildering contradictions. Imagine a land where the average life expectancy is a mere 58 years. People who make do with 1 meal a day and 2 meals in the most optimistic of scenarios. Despite these hardships, the tallest men in the world reside in this very land. In South Sudan, cows hold a value far beyond that of mere livestock. In some tribes, people's lives are intertwined with their cattle from dawn to dusk, to the extent that people wash their bodies with cow urine upon waking up and even drink it as a beverage when they are thirsty. As strange as it may seem, while cow urine has turned the hair of many South Sudanese people red due to the acid it contains, the people of this land believe that this substance is a cure for many skin and digestive ailments. As a result, they sometimes use it as an additive in their food. The herders of South Sudan have a peculiar belief. They believe that cows are afraid of white people and therefore do not allow strangers to approach their herds. A land where suffering and deprivation coexist with strange beliefs and customs, painting a contradictory yet thought-provoking picture. South Sudan, a land beyond our imagination, holds untold stories within its heart. One can imagine that you are already quite surprised by what you have heard so far. But all these issues that are incompatible with our logic form a large part of the daily lives of these people, and now we want to tell you about even stranger things. South Sudan is a very young country that declared independence in 2011 after bloody internal conflicts with Sudan. It has a population of about 15 million, with the official motto being justice, liberty, prosperity. However, in this country, there are no signs of these concepts. Although South Sudan may seem small on the map, it covers an area of 644,000 square kilometers. While the official language of the country is English, many people speak Juba Arabic. Additionally, various tribal languages have been recognized by the government. Before delving into the discussion of the strange and peculiar life of the people of this land, it's important to note that, like many African countries, Christianity is the official religion of this country due to European colonization. 60% of the population are Christians, 33% believe in local and tribal beliefs, and the remaining 6% are Muslims. After a massacre led by Muhammad al-Mahdi, who claimed to be the savior, British rule was established, making Christianity the official religion. Only a few local tribes kept their beliefs due to unique geographic conditions. Since the declaration of independence of South Sudan in 2011, Salva Kiir Mayardit has been the president of this country. He is a talented but ruthless and harsh military leader. He was the last commander of the internal wars that resulted in the deaths of over 3 million innocent people and ultimately managed to separate South Sudan from Sudan. A few years ago, due to a urinary tract infection, Mayardit couldn't hold his urine during a speech. After that incident, there is no news about any of the 3 journalists and photographers who reported the news. There is no information available about the personal life of a person who secretly fought in the merciless and wild jungles of Africa for 20 years, and it is only speculated that his family lives secretly somewhere in Kenya. A mysterious and enigmatic individual who has spent a significant portion of his life in the harsh and wild jungles of Africa and past wars. South Sudan is one of the poorest countries in the world, with an annual income of only $3.2 billion, and the annual income per capita does not exceed $230. That is less than $1 per day. It is worth mentioning that most people in the country cannot even earn a quarter of this amount. This is just the government's official and fabricated statistics. In South Sudan, the issue of daily nutrition is not even discussed. When they find food, a family of 10 gathers around a bowl in the middle of the table and share a meager meal, which counts as the entire day's food. For this reason, if you encounter an obese person in South Sudan, know that this person is either sick or a politician. The main source of livelihood for these people is cattle farming, but those who don't have money for buying and raising livestock try to continue their lives in any way they can. For example, fishing is a very common profession. However, poverty has spread to such an extent in this country that many of these fishermen are forced to fish with their bare hands or with improvised tools. In all corners and edges of this country, a type of stimulant substance is sold, which greatly increases people's productivity. This substance alleviates hunger and makes them forget their problems, leading them to work more and more. In a land where 80% of its people are on the brink of hunger and famine, it's hard to get too worked up about such issues and condemn them. I don't know, but we should expect to hear worse things. The governance of the nation rests in the hands of the Dinka tribe. 36% of South Sudan's population belongs to this group. It's intriguing to note that they hold the distinction of being the tallest men globally, with an average height of 178 centimeters. Despite their extremely challenging and non-standard living conditions, scientists are yet to pinpoint the genetic factors contributing to their exceptional height. President Salva Kiir Mayardit and the majority of his cabinet members hail from the Dinka tribe, perpetually fueling tribal tensions in the country. The second largest ethnic group in the nation is the Nuer, comprising 16% of South Sudan's populace. Overall, there are over 200 indigenous tribes in the country, the majority of whom reside in camps established by the United Nations. These camps are encircled by barbed wire and peacekeepers to shield inhabitants from Dinka and Nuer conflicts. Health standards and sanitation systems are largely absent within these camps, contributing to a myriad of challenges. Departure from these camps, if identified as a member of another tribe, often results in fatal consequences. The closure of all businesses at 5 o'clock in the evening signals a retreat to homes, as the onset of darkness typically heralds chaos and violence. Remaining outdoors beyond this hour risks theft of belongings, if survival is permitted. During certain periods of the year, many households face flooding. However, the term house should not evoke images of conventional structures with walls, roofs, doors, and windows. Rather, these dwellings are often makeshift shelters constructed from tin, tree branches, and nylon. Lacking infrastructure, engineering standards, electricity, or modern appliances, these abodes are fashioned from discarded materials, scavenged from various sources. Such homes accommodate over 80% of the country's population, housing numerous family members in cramped quarters with shared amenities. Scores of women and girls, some as young as 12, were subjected to conflict-related sexual violence, including rape. Most of the survivors were Sudanese, and some were nationals of other countries. They were abducted and subjected to sexual violence in their homes or when they went out to look for food or other necessities. In one case, abducted a group of 24 women and girls and took them to a hotel in Nyala where they were held in conditions amounting to sexual slavery for several days, during which they were raped by several. In another case, on the 22nd of June, 3 plainclothes, armed Arab men assaulted a 25-year-old woman and forced her into the Civil Records building, where they gang-raped her. While some are fortunate enough to be born into circumstances that offer opportunities for advancement, the citizens of South Sudan, residing in one of the world's poorest countries, are denied even the most basic chance to improve their lives. Adults struggle to find employment, while children lack access to quality education, hindering their ability to contribute to the nation's progress. The harsh reality is that life is an uphill battle for many, and for the people of South Sudan, it seems particularly arduous.